Okay, next is, in how many years the cost of production is more than the average cost of production of the given years? So first of all, we need to find out the average cost of production, right? That means we have to find out the average of these light shade bars. Okay, so I assume it to be 500, then just take the deviation. So it's 125, 0, minus 50, minus 100, 0 and 25. Okay, so it is 125 and 25, 150 minus 150, 0 deviation, that means average is 500. So in how many years it is more than 500? It is 625 over here and 525 over here. So in 2 years it is more than 500. Okay, so your answer is 2. So that's pretty simple. Now we have this set of questions from the same paper, SBI PO 2014. Sales revenue, cost of production in 1000 rupees, data are already given. We take the questions directly. The first question, by what percent is the amount received from sales in the year 2005 of the company more than expenditure on production in the year 2008? So expenditure of production in year 2008, it is cost of production, that's this. In 2008 it is 500, and revenue from sales in this year 2005, that is 725, so it is 225 more and into 100, so it is 45%. Pretty simple. In how many years the sales revenue is less than the average sales revenue of the given years? Okay, so once again we need to find out the average sales. So we have to find out the average of this dark bars. Okay, I assume them to be 700, suppose. Okay, some data are more than 700, some are less. So it is plus 50, then this is plus 25, this is minus 150, this is minus 100, this is plus 100, and this is plus 100. Okay, so it is 150 and this is 150. So our average is 700 plus 25 by 6, so almost 4. Okay, so 704 is our average. So less than 704 we have this year, we have 2 years less than 704. Okay, so the correct answer is option C, right? In which year the company had maximum profit percent? 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 4, it's actually 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so maximum profit percent, for that what we can do is we can find out the ratio of sales is to cost, right? The maximum sales is to cost ratio will produce the maximum profit percent. Okay, so for year 2004 it is we just can make it very simple, 25 into 30, and this is 25, it's 6 by 5. Then it is 2005, 25, 2s are 50, 22, 9 and 20. Then in 2006 it is 5, 11, 5, 9, and this year 6 by 4, so that is 3 by 2. Then it is 8 by 5, then it is 8 by 5.25, so that is definitely less than this, so just forget it. Now just eliminate one from each of them. So it's 1 by 5, it's 9 by 20, it's 2 by 9, it's 1 by 2, and it is 3 by 5, right? So without even calculation, we can say 3 by 5, that is 60%, that is highest. So this 2008, it is highest. And at any stage, if you are confused how to compare the fraction, I have already told you the technique. You just can go for the cross multiplication. See, 1 by 5 is definitely less than 3 by 5, right? 1 half is 50%, 3 by 5 is 60%. So that's also eliminated. After that, here in this case, the numerator is also less and denominator is higher. So this is definitely going to be less than 3 by 5. After that, it's you can go for the cross multiplication. This is 45 and this is 60. So definitely this is higher. Okay, so 3 by 5 is higher. That means 2008 is the correct answer. Maximum profit percent in 2008. If the cost of production in 2004 and 2007 be increased by 25 and 30% respectively, then by what percent will the total cost in these two both years be more than sales revenue of year 2008? Sales revenue in year 2008 is 800. Okay, so that we already have over here. Okay, the cost of production in 2004, it is 625 and it has to be increased by 25%, right? So it will be 625 into 1.25, or we can say 625 into 5 by 4. Okay, then in 2007 it has to be increased by 30%. So 2007 it is 400 increased by 30%, so 400 into 30, 120, so it should be 520. Okay, so this is around 780 around, and this is 520, so in all 7 plus 512 and 8020, so it is around 1300, and this is 800, so 1300 is 500 more than 800. So in percentage terms it should be 5 by 8. So it's 1 by 8 is 12.5. So 5 by 8 is around 62 point something. Okay, so it must be 62.7% because it is around about 780. It is bit more than 780, but around about 780 I have taken. Okay, so it should be bit more than 62.5. So that is 62.7%. Okay, I hope you are clear. If the sales revenue in the year 2005, 6, 7 increased by this respectively, and the cost of production increases by this respectively, what will be the difference between average sales revenue and average cost of production? Okay, to save time, what we can do is we find out the individual difference and then we'll take the average, because ultimately there are 6 data, so we'll divide the entire difference by 6 to get the average difference between sales and cost. Okay, so here in 2004 nothing is to be done. 750 minus 625, it is 125. The difference is 125. Okay, in every case sales is more than cost, so the data will be positive only. In year 2005 the sales is increased by 20%, so the new sales will be 725 into 1 by 5 of that, so 1 by 5 of that is 145, so it is 725 minus 500, that is 225, 225 plus 145. Okay, so here the difference is 370. Then in year 2006 it is increased by 25%, so 25% is 1/4 of this, so 1/4 I assume this to be 552, so 4, 13 and 8, and difference is 100 and then 138, it is 238. Okay, then in year 2007 sales is also increased by 30% and cost is increased by 20%. So sales increased by 30%, so 600, 30% 780, and it is increased by 20%, so it is 480, so 780 minus 480, 300. So over here it is 300. Okay, in 2008 the cost only increases by 25%, so 1/4 of this is 125, so 625, that means the difference is 175. Then in year 2009, only cost of production is increased by 35%. 35%, that's bit more than one third. One third is 33, 1/3%, so it is bit more than one third. So I just calculate it. One third of this is around 180. In fact, one third is less than 180, so we just have to take 35%. So I'm just taking it's around 180. So 500, 600, 600, and then 705. So the difference is around 100 and it's around 90, I can say. Okay. Now we got the difference, right? So our data is with us. So we just have to find out the average of 125, 370, 238, 300, 175 and 90. Okay. Now once again you can either take the deviation, assume any average. Suppose I can assume, because all the data are less than 200, I assume it to be around maybe 200, right? So it is minus 75, it is plus 170, it is plus 38, it is plus 100, minus 25, minus 110. So this is minus 75, minus 25, minus 100, and this is 100. 170 minus 110, that is 60. 60 plus 38, around 98/6. Okay. Around 16 something. So it should be 216 something. Okay. So we have the option none of these over here. So the answer is none of these. Okay. Because it's around 216. Okay. So out of all the questions, this is the only question in this particular set which is lengthy and involves calculation, right? Remaining questions were really very simple and did not involve much of the calculation, right? So after 5-6 questions, if one question is there with a lot of calculation, you should not leave it. You should definitely attempt it. Okay. Let's take the next set.